Hello, my beautiful lost souls. How are y'all doing? I missed you guys. I know I stopped recording, kind of went ghost for a few days. I do apologize for people that was wondering where the hell is this bitch at. I just want to say when it comes to content creation, something that I've learned is your mental health is very dependent on content creation. Like, for example, I used to look at some creators and be like, yo, when they used to be like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry for being inconsistent. Like, I just can't do this. Like, I can't pick up a camera. Like, you know what I mean? My mental health. And I just used to be like, girl, what? Like, how hard is it to just pick up a camera and start talking? But I'm here to say that I now understand what they were talking about. It is heavily dependent upon your mental health, like because you're putting your energy into it. And not only that, especially this work that I do, which relates to spirituality, also is heavily dependent not up just only upon my mental health, but my energy. You know what I mean? Filming tarot readings. I just want to say I'm gonna keep filming tarot readings. Like, bitch, I ain't said I was gonna stop now, but it is heavily dependent upon your energy. Specifically for me, like I'm very energy sensitive, and when I'm tapping into people's energy, it gets exhausting. Like because certain energies can leech onto you, especially energies that are negative, like sadness, anger, irritation, all of that. And a lot of these celebrities have negative energies around them, like, or just they're the negative energy, period. So I just needed to take a little 3 day break. Like honestly, I'm gonna still be consistent. Let me see when was the last time I uploaded. By the way, this is just a quick upload. If you don't really give a fuck, then I'm gonna put down the timestamp for you to skip in the description below. I hope I wasn't recording that whole time. What the fuck? Oh my gosh, I might have to edit this video. I don't want to. Anyways, I just wanted to come up on here and be transparent again. What they don't tell you about tarot readings is that it can be very exhausting on not only your mental health, but your emotional health, your spiritual health. Like, it's a lot to constantly tap into somebody's energy. It's a lot. It's like constantly squeezing out a sponge, and y'all know what happens to a sponge over time, right? It gets all dingy, wrinkly. Yeah. And so as a spiritualist, I need to rejuvenate my energy by being alone for a little bit, just distancing myself. So when I am not constantly uploading, I'm taking time to just rejuvenate. So I just wanted to say that, no disrespect to nobody at all. Um but I will be a little bit not inconsistent. Well, yeah, basically, but just taking time to rejuvenate my energy because I'm very energy sensitive, and to constantly be tapping into people's energy is just a lot, honestly. And then, of course, I have my real life issues off camera, familial issues that may or may not be revealed during a diary update. Actually, it will be. That's what the diary entry update is about. But yeah, also that I haven't been making diary entry updates lately because there's not really much to comment on. Like, not too much has happened, but I will still just make one just to make one. But that's not what this video is about. Today's video is about the BET Awards, award shows, and the mental programming that they like to induce upon humans. Now, I just want to say this real quick. I shared this video on TikTok and I will be posting that video here. So yeah, if you are not into that stuff, you don't believe in conspiracy theories, please step out this channel. I don't need to disrespect because I made a video on there and got a ton of backlash for stating my opinion. I wasn't necessarily disrespecting anybody. I was just saying, like, honestly, like, I was just pointing out the facts, y'all, and they came for me, which this is all going to be revealed in a diary entry. I promise you. I promise you. But, anyways, let's get into it. Yeah. A lot of musical artists are being used as puppets. It's definitely mental programming is everywhere, y'all. Like I just really want y'all, if you are open-minded, please remove any bias you have to just hear me out. um Mental programming is done in many things like movies, TV shows, but we see it most prevalently with musical artists, right? Oh my gosh, y'all. The 4th of July had just passed. Like I'm literally filming this after the 4th of July and I have weed brain, so like I have the mind of a goldfish. I literally just forgot what I said. But yeah, so mental programming in movies and everything, but we see this a lot. It's more so prevalent with musical artists, right? First of all, I just want to say here, if you've never been to a concert, do not go, right? It's kind of the same thing with concerts, like a ritual, it's energy harvesting where these celebrities will use your energy to feed themselves, like literally. What do you think you're doing when you have your hands up in the air? What does it look like? Worship, right? I just really want y'all to keep an open mind. Like, you are giving these people energy. What does it look like when somebody's on a stage and they're looking down at you? We don't know what these celebrities do on their spare time. And let me start off by saying this. These artists who have come from like damn near nothing and have made it up to the heights of their career and are receiving awards, what do you think they did to achieve these things? Not everybody made it due to hard work and perseverance. Some people took a different route, took an extra step, and sold out. And the best way to call this out is if you're seeing an artist that is constantly being pushed in your face, that is being shoved down her throat. Somebody that I could think of is Tyla, right? Tyla, she's either going to sell her soul or not. They're giving her the option to right now. Already called that out. Sexy Red sold her soul. Ice Spice sold her soul. Doja Cat, unfortunately, with as talented as she is, sold her soul. Um, and yeah. Doja Cat sold her soul. I feel like Megan Thee Stallion sold her soul, especially these artists that push a provocative agenda. And basically, when they sell their soul, right? I don't, sometimes that could mean literally. Some people definitely have literally sold their soul. You're a fool if you don't think spirituality is involved in musical artists. Like, even the art of music is spiritual, it's a spell. When you are saying a line of words, what does that sound like? A chant, it's a spell, right? Somebody was on TikTok saying that JT's okay. I used to be down bad, but like it sounds like a chant. It sounds like somebody's chanting a spell, right? Um, and yeah, y'all, like just be very open-minded with the things I say. I feel like a lot of people push these theories down because it sounds radical, right? Which understandable. It does sound radical. It does kind of sound a bit out there, but I just want everybody to keep an open mind and because it's like at first I'm like, nah, like I literally used to call people that think like this hoteps, right? Because y'all know that one uncle, we all have that one uncle that's like the government is watching, which they are, but you know what I mean? Because people take it so radically and they go the radical route, a lot of the times it makes people not want to hear them out. But yo, this is the truth. Like this shit is happening. And the reason why, let me tell you something, the reason why we're not calling it out, the reason why a lot of people are not able to call it out is because it's literally hidden in plain sight. They put this shit right in front of our face to get us used to it. You know what I mean? If you're into psychology, it's conditioning. It is like whatchamacallit, the Pavlov dogs or whatever, getting somebody used to, or no, it's like exposure therapy, like getting somebody used to a certain thing so that we're not able to call it out because it's so normal. It's become so normalized. We're just used to this shit being shoved down our throats. Why aren't they putting more positive things in our face? Like, you know what I mean? So getting back to the BET Awards, if you watched it, which I didn't necessarily watch it from the like I've been stopped watching award shows. Do not go to concerts and stop watching award shows. Don't do as I tell you to do because when I said this on TikTok, people was like, "Oh, you can't tell us what to do." Let me tell you something. If you are completely negating this video, it's either cognitive dissonance or you're really just you don't want to change. It's comfortability. You don't want to change the norm. You don't want to have to do the work to change the norm and look into this shit and be like, wow, this shit is fucked up. You know what I mean? It takes a lot of mental power to see all of this going on and be like, nah, if I'm gonna change, like I'm gonna be the outlier. Like people are so comfortable seeing girls shake their ass. Getting back to the BET Awards, right? All of them girls got on stage and shook their ass. Like, and I feel like everybody's starting to open their eyes. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Sometimes I don't have faith in humanity. Sometimes I don't have faith in humanity because in order to like make a big change, we would majority of us, right, would have to come to some type of agreement, which that's like very hard. But a lot of people realize with the BET Awards, which I saw on social media, I don't stream them shit, so I'm not being a hypocrite. Not this time, child. And all of them girls was shaking their ass. Turned around, shake their ass, and let me tell you, it's a nasty agenda to show your ass constantly. Because if y'all don't know, your anus is something that can be spiritually used to allow energies to come in inside of you, inside and outside of you, right? Woman, it could be your cookie and your anus, but especially for all genders, like your anus plays a big part. It's some really disgusting shit, like anyways. So we had all the artists, y'all. We had all the artists. Ice Spice, Lotto, Glorilla. We could add that too. She was shaking a little bit, you know what I mean? Sexy Red, Megan Thee Stallion, and Tyler. And I also want y'all to pay attention to one thing majority or all of the performances had in common, right? Mind you, I'm not Christian. Let me just say that I'm not Christian. I probably have some beliefs that align with Christianity, but I'm not Christian. So let's stop right there. Because I know people have a negative connotation with Christians and being hoseps. But anyways, as I was saying, what did all the performances have in common besides ass shaking and damn near being half naked, right? The background. If y'all paid attention to the background, it was a lot of red. Red. Was the theme red? They didn't say the theme was red. So why was there a bunch of red in the background? And they have the money to do different colors. Red, and what was also a theme in the background? For some of them, fire. Now, I just also want to say this really quickly. Um I did not like Tyla's performance. She's very talented, and yes, I made a video like, people on TikTok apparently they said I hate Tyla. I don't hate her because I don't know the girl. Am I a fan of her? Absolutely not. But I don't hate her at all. She's very talented, and I'ma always give props and credit to where credit is due. But her performance made me extremely uncomfortable because you had a bunch of black people, mind you. It's not regular black people, sis. It is like she's representing Africa, South Africa, and you had a bunch of black people in cages dancing. What was the theme? Like, I don't understand. Like, what did I have to do with anything? Like, was it supposed to give zoo? I could understand if they were all wearing animal costumes, but they weren't. Like, if they was given Sahara Desert, I could understand. It was one tiger, and that wasn't even a real tiger, which obviously it was three dancers combined together. Like, I'm not understanding what was the theme. Like, what did that have to do with the song? Why did you have a bunch of black people in cages? And this is what, like, this is part of the agenda, y'all. Like, truly look deeper. Look deeper. That is that mental conditioning. They want black people to get used to that image. You know what I mean? By introducing it to us like that, they want us to be chained up and locked up, basically. That is what mental conditioning looks like. A bunch of people in these chains that you can't break out of, this way of thinking that you can't break out of, because in order to break out of this type of thinking and this programming, you would have to acknowledge the programming and acknowledge that it's wrong. But how can you acknowledge that it's wrong when you've been dealing with it your whole life? You know what I mean? That's like my spiritual journey. I didn't know I was spiritual because I didn't have spiritual figures in my life. I wasn't introduced to spirituality. So it's like, how can I know what I am when I don't know of that thing, period? You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, her performance made me extremely uncomfortable. And let me tell you something. Every celebrity has their own agenda, right? I already told y'all about the Ice Spice agenda, which is to sexualize young women and lower the vibration of her younger audience. You know what I mean? Ice Spice has a younger audience. You know what I mean? She constantly would blow up on TikTok, right? And who's using TikTok majority, right? Gen Z. What is Gen Z? The oldest I feel like we are right now, because I'm 19, I would probably say we're like 20, 21. And the youngest would be like maybe 13, like 13, 14, like yeah, stuff like that. So yeah, y'all, like basically that's her agenda, right? Sexy Red's agenda. Here's what I don't understand when it comes to Sexy Red, and what really made me like kind of tilt my head with Sexy Red is that why what does politics have to do with artistry? And I genuinely want you guys to sit down and ask yourself, what the hell does politics have to do with artistry? When I think of creativity and art, I'm not thinking of politics. Like art and politics are in two, actually they are polar opposite. One is carefree, you can do whatever the hell you want. There is no right or wrong way to express yourself. The other one follows a series of guidelines, like politically being politically correct. What does that have to do with one another, right? That's her agenda. Sexy Red's agenda is to influence the way of voting. At first I thought it was for Trump, but people are saying it's to influence the vote towards Joe Biden. Either way, I do believe Sexy Red was paid. She sold herself out to basically induce a political agenda. Also, of course, you know what I mean, same thing, lower the vibration, lower woman's, you know what I mean, human woman, hold on, lower the standards of women. I used to really like Sexy Red, but not anymore, because do y'all hear what she be saying in her songs, like I'm your main, fuck a wedding ring? Like it is very much like giving I'm one of the guys. Like I'm not gonna ask my man to marry me because you know what I mean? I'm a sneaky link, I'm a side chick, I don't want to be married. Like it's given that, like, girl, what? Mind you, not everybody has to be married, but it's the fact that many people are listening to this and they're singing the song, and subconsciously, whether you admit it or not, this is, you know what I mean, influencing your way of thinking, right? That's the way subliminal messages work. You're not gonna be able to like, it's not gonna be like I'm listening to somebody talk about uh shooting guns and drugs, and I'm just gonna, yeah, I'm gonna pull out my Glock 47. But the way it is that if I get into an altercation, instead of being the bigger person, I'm gonna think more with violence, because that's the kind of thinking I'm attuned to. I'm so attuned with violence and listening to violence that I'm gonna start solving majority of my problems with violence. Same thing if y'all don't know the show's Baddies on Views. I had to stop watching that completely. I stopped watching that like, let me see, February? Like 4 5 months ago I stopped watching that show because it is the definition of brain rot, which they have an agenda as well. The reason why it's being pushed, like, honestly, I do think Zeus should be stopped, but the reason why it's not being stopped is because it's meant to push an agenda, and again, lower the vibration, lower especially young women's standards, very provocative, promote selling yourself. Like literally half them girls on the show have sold some part of themselves. You know what I mean? Sex work is normalized. Like literally I had to stop watching that show, and that's why I will not be reviewing that show no more. I made a video on like a show from Zeus a long time ago. Like, girl, I don't watch that no more. Like literally it is brain rot, and people have admitted themselves that after watching the show they want to fight somebody. Like it makes you want to fight somebody because you're seeing everybody fight. And let me tell y'all something about negative energy. It is contagious, and I'm saying this as a spiritual worker. It likes to, negative energy likes to latch on to you and not let go. But yeah, y'all, BET Awards, I just want to say this. The BET Awards, although it may be ghetto, it is not the only award show that has some type of mental programming. All of them do if you look deep enough, okay? And yeah, I would just strongly advise you guys to not do it. Do whatever you want to do, okay? Because at the end of the day, I am not going to try to stress myself out trying to convince people to, you know what I mean, do something. At the end of the day, when we come into this world, we all acknowledge that we have some type of free will. You know what I mean? We have the freedom to make any choice that we want to make, right? Where they get you in this world, where they get you is they'll influence the way you think. So even though you're going to make a free choice, you're most likely going to choose a specific choice because of that conditioning. So they don't even have to force you to do anything because you have that type of conditioning that's already going to influence your choice. Yeah, I get what I'm trying to say. Keep up. If you can't keep up, if you don't agree, you just simply don't have the mental capacity to, and that's not my problem. That's not my problem, because the people on TikTok, the simple-minded people on TikTok was over here, you know what I mean, calling me all types of dumb. Like, literally, this is how you know everybody, like, not everybody, but majority of people are under this mental programming and conditioning. Like, literally, all I wasn't even disrespectful to nobody. I just called out that artists have an agenda. I didn't call nobody out their names. I was just like, yeah, like, you know what I mean. Ice Spice is very provocative. Like, that's not newsflash, that's nothing new. So I was just very confused as to why people were literally giving me hate comments. And I don't even like calling all comments hate comments, but you guys, literally, they were like coming at me saying, am I employed? Do I have a job? First of all, let me tell you something. The idea and the perception of unemployment is also a stigma. That's a type of look. They say in the whatchamacallit, in the United States Amendment, that we have the free will, whatever. No, we don't. No, we if you are being influenced and conditioned, you do not have free will. Because you get it, technically there is no free will because you are programmed to think a certain way. They might not have to literally force you to do something, but they're going to shove shit in your face, and it's going to be, they're going to saturate the media with things to condition you to think a certain way, right? And that's Sexy Red's agenda, you know what I mean, to influence the vote. I thought she was to influence people to vote for Trump, but apparently it's for to vote for Biden. I'm just like, but I think that's a lost cause. Like, did she say? I thought she said she wanted to vote for Trump though. I think she's, cause even her little, she did a little Sexy Red campaign, which I don't necessarily think it's funny. It's just like, girl, I'm trying to, you know what I mean, listen to creativity. I'm not trying to, like, I'm not into politics. Like, that shit make my head hurt. But anyways, I just wanted to make this video because anybody who watches me, or if you just come across this video, I feel like it's not fair and it's not right for people to go their whole lives and just be mentally conditioned without being aware of the conditioning. Like, everybody should have the right to actually make their free choice. So therefore, if you saw this video, which is where they get you as well, if you saw this video and you let the mental conditioning, you know what I mean, make you close-minded to what I was saying and you didn't digest anything that I said, look, at the end of the day, that's between you and God. Now it is your choice. Now it's your choice. If you chose to let the mental conditioning influence you to not even hear me out and what I was saying, now that's your choice. But yeah, if you were open-minded, I appreciate it. Again, people think these conspiracy theories are radical, but it's really hidden in plain sight, and you think it's radical because you are used to it. You got used to there's a psychological term for it. What do you call that? The something you put in an experiment. You expose like people to it in an experiment. If y'all know the word, comment down below. It's like not a stigma. I'm sorry, y'all. I just had to do a quick Google search because I would not let my mind rest if I didn't know the word. I think it's called a variable. So yeah, like, it's not a variable, but it's something else. I can't do it. Anyways, yeah, you become used to that variable. So I don't know, you guys. I just wanted to let y'all know, look, free will, right? Apparently, but that's what this video is about, y'all. If you choose to listen to music, do you. I'm not forcing you to do anything. I think people thought I was forcing them to do shit because I said stop watching these shows. Obviously I didn't mean it literally. Like, let me tell y'all something. I'm a Taurus Mercury. The way I talk is very like in your face, out there, blunt. Um, a lot of the times I say things and it's not like refined or like, you know what I mean, perfectly a perfectly formed thought. Sometimes I just think things and I just tend to say it out loud. And I don't actually like refine it or anything, so it comes out very, yeah. But yeah, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, do not watch these award shows and do not go to concerts. You know what I mean? It is a ritual, which rich, yeah, they get rich off of that shit. It is a ritual, okay, meant to induce mental programming. These celebrities sold themselves out. They are not out here collecting awards for no fucking reason, okay? Majority of them sold themselves out, okay? Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. See y'all on the next one.